What in the hell is this?
This is a vintage all-wood motorcycle.
It's a smart cycle. Good for the environment.
I decided to come to the pawn shop today to see if I can unload my vintage all-wooden motorcycle. I think this bike originally sold for about $3,500. My wife does not think it's as nice as I do, and she pretty much forced me to remove it from the house.
So tell me about this thing.
Well, it's solid wood, right down to the tires. They appear to be rubber, but they're wood. The brake cables, the electrical lines, everything is wood vines.
Is there any name on it or anything? Any artist name?
I looked for names, I looked for numbers, there's nothing.
This must have taken someone forever to make. It's solid wood and quality craftsmanship. I just have no idea who made it or why. So how much does this thing weigh?
We're guessing it weighs about 500 pounds.
Almost as much as a real Harley.
That's correct.
This is definitely the kind of bike I could ride.
I don't think it's really made to ride. However, it does move, it rolls.
I think I'll look badass on this. Care if I sit on it?
Have a seat.
Chum, be careful. I'm a little nervous Chum will break it.
Can you picture my hair blowing in the wind?
Then I have to buy it. Okay, so what do you want to do with this thing, man?
I got an anniversary coming up. I wanted to get my wife a nice piece of jewelry. So I was thinking, do a store credit.
Of how much?
3,500 bucks.
You gotta be kidding me.
Not kidding you at all.
I mean, it's cool and everything, man, but I don't know what the hell I would do with it. If I had more room in my store, I'd probably take it.
What about on the roof up there?
This is Vegas. This thing would break into pieces in a week.
That's true, too.
You know, the heat would just kill it. I'm gonna pass.
Okay.
Thanks for coming down, though, man.
All right.
I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Glad I got to see it.
I am very surprised these guys didn't want to buy it. Since I wasn't able to make a deal with these guys, I think I'm going to take it down to the Harley dealer and see if I can trade it in for something nicer.
Hi, guys. You're here to see the slot machine?
Yeah, how you doing?
Okay, good. How are you?
How's it going?
This is it, huh?
That's it.
Yeehaw! Does this thing actually work?
Oh, yeah.
Can we see it in action?
Yeah, sure.
All right, let's see. You guys ready for a jackpot?
We're ready.
Woo! 1 dime?
2 dimes.
I'm good at gambling.
Yeah. Called the guys down from the pawn shop to check out my carved wood slot machine. It was in a private collection for many years. There's only been about 500 of these made, pretty rare. I'm hoping to sell the slot machine for $10,000.
Well, it definitely looks pretty cool.
Yeah,
It's made by Mills.
right.
Mills is a really neat company. They're one of the few companies that made vending machines and slot machines at the same time. They actually invented the first refrigerated Coca-Cola machine. And they've got a pretty big history behind them.
You think we can open it up and take a look at the inside?
Sure, sure.
Let's turn this sucker around. Looks pretty clean.
Yeah.
This isn't a Mills mechanism, though. What is this? Service games? Is this a Sega mechanism?
Sega mechanism, yes.
Oh, that's pretty cool. Sega's known for video game console.
Right.
I mean, when you think of Sega, you don't think of slot machines.
That's how they originally started with slot machines.
I didn't know that.
Do you want to put the back back on,
Sure.
spin it around so I can take a look at it again? So how much are you looking to get for it?
$10,000.
Okay. Here in Vegas, these things are kind of a dime a dozen when it comes to antique slot machines. And I got plenty of slot machines I could sell for less money. I could go to 2,500 bucks.
No, I'm not willing to sell it for that.
All right, well, I appreciate you letting us
Hey,
take a
I
look at it.
appreciate you coming out. Well, I know it's worth more than $2,500, so what I think I'll do with the slot machine now is sell it to someone else.
Earlier, I got a call from a guy wanting to sell some antique artwork. So me and the old man, we're on our way to go check it out.
How you doing, guys?
Oh, pretty good.
So what do you got here, guy? Well, there's some wood carvings that I've acquired, and I just need to get them out of my yard. If you see, I got quite a lot of
Yeah.
I called the guys from the pawn shop because I want to sell my wood carvings. I don't know if they're worth $1 million or worth $10. At this point, I'd like to get them out of my garage and have somebody that could really enjoy them.
So where did you get these?
I renovate hotels, and I was told to throw them out.
Okay.
And I just couldn't bring myself to throw them out.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely looks like it's from India or from Thailand.
Look at all the details in it. They got warriors, horses.
I'm sure it was a really drawn-out process.
And I believe that they depict two princes in India that were fighting against each other.
Asian wood carvings can be worth big money, especially the pieces that are really old, handcrafted by real artists. Just think of all the time and skill it took to make this. This must have took hundreds of hours to make.
You know, I'm looking at the cuts to see maybe the age of it. I think the back is bandsaw, so it could be, you know, early 1900s.
I don't think it's that old because there's hardly any oxidation on the wood on the back of it. If you got raw wood, the older it is, the air affects it really bad. I'm thinking it's probably 20 or 30 years old tops. This is the kind of stuff that is sold to like tourist trade for decorative arts. And most of the time they just carve the same thing over and over and over again.
These pieces probably still took a lot of time to make, but they're not very old and they were made for tourists, so it's not the same craftsmanship you would see on the older pieces. They're still really cool, but you had to have the space to display them.
It would take a Pacific-type buyer because they're huge.
I realize they're going to take a lot of real estate, but they're beautiful.
Yeah, they are beautiful. I mean, there's tons of work here. The problem is it's not that old, and by the time you put this thing together, it takes up a room. Another problem you have is these were from a tropical climate brought to Nevada climate, and that's why they're cracking and breaking everywhere.
Well, do you have any interest in them?
I just don't think there's any money here.
Well, if you come across anybody that wants some artwork like this, you know where it is.
I know exactly where to send them.
I got it. I'm not really disappointed that I didn't make a deal with them. It's a specialty market. It's going to take a special person to want these.
Okay, what do we have here?
I brought a Buster Brown repair bench.
Oh, it looks comfortable.
Yeah. Got it for the advertising that's on it.
Okay. Buster Brown shoes were the #1 kids' shoes in the United States. I remember having Buster Browns as a kid. Sure. I think those were my church shoes.
Oh, yeah. I got it on an auction from a real small town in southern Nebraska. It's just been in storage, and it's something that I felt that the condition was not getting any better, and it would be a good time to bring it in and see if we could sell it.
I think every person who ever takes a marketing class should just learn about Buster Brown shoes because it's absolutely amazing. What they did is right around 1900, they went out and they bought the rights to the comic strip Buster Brown. This little rich kid who did practical jokes all the time, but this was like the turn of the century, so it always had to end with like some moral ending where he realized he was wrong. Now you had a comic strip associated with shoes, actually put like a comic book in with the shoes because it's gonna pound it into a little boy's head or a little girl's head that, you know, last time they bought Buster Browns, they got this neat comic book with it.
Oh, sure.
It's seen its best days, hasn't it?
It's seen a little bit of a, it's had a little bit of a rough life.
That's been sat on a lot. I'm assuming you want to sell it?
Yes, I'd like to sell it.
Okay, and for how much?
Well, I'd like to get $2,500 out of it.
I bet you would.
Yeah.
Quite frankly, it's really, really neat, but you know, something like this is worth $1,000 restored.
Sure.
Okay. Even if I paid you $300, which I don't think you'll take,
Yeah.
by the time I pay someone to fix it up and everything else like that, I'm not going to make no money. I would love to make you an offer on this.
Sure.
But there's no money in it for me. There's just none. Thanks for bringing it in, though, man.
All right.
I'll grab someone to help you out with it.
All right, thank you very much. Well, if I can't find anybody else that would like this bench, then we'll probably just turn around and put it at our house.
Okay, so what do we got here? Some Ava rim saws.
What are they for?
Cutting wood. They're the predecessor to a chainsaw.
That looks like a tree's worst nightmare, my man.
Looks like an accident waiting to happen.
I came to the pawn shop today to sell my vintage Ava saws. I bought a small ranch, and I found these saws in a shed. These look a little like a torture device, but really they're kind of friendly, easy to run.
So When were these made?
It went into production in 47 and went out of production in about 50. These were the first portable one-man saw. They only made about 3,000 of these total.
Okay, so they didn't live that long. They were...
The chainsaw
Okay.
put them out of business.
Before power saws came out, it took a couple of guys with a manual saw blade a long time to cut wood. So a machine like this would have saved a ton of time and elbow grease. Okay, so pretty much how it would work was this would bolt right here, and you have a gasoline motor spinning this.
Right.
Pressed up against the saw blade, spinning the saw blade.
Right.
Pretty much about as simple as it gets for the time, right? So what do you think? We should start it up?
Hell no. Mess around with old tools and somebody's going to get hurt. Sometimes with Corey, the porch light is on, but nobody's home.
So how much do you want for them?
I'd like to get $2,500 for both saws and the motor.
Here's my issue, my man. Obviously, it's antiquated logging equipment. I can buy a $100 chainsaw and do the same thing. The way I see it here is, I mean, you got 2 wall hangers, and I don't even want the generator. I can see paying you $500 for the pair.
Yeah, I'm not going over that, Corey.
Right, I understand, but I gotta have more than that for them.
There's so much cooler stuff you can buy to hang on a cabin wall than that.
I don't know if you can get much cooler than this. Can you do 2,000?
Where are you coming up with these numbers?
As rare as they are, they've made very few of them.
Corey, 500 is about all I want to go.
I mean, if it changes your mind any, I'll go up to $600, man, but that's it.
Can you do 600 apiece?
No, absolutely not. The most I'm gonna do is 600.
I can't go that low.
You have a good day, sir. My offer will stand.
Thank you. I think these saws are worth more than $600. There is somebody out there that could use them, but show them off.
What do we have here?
It's a lion's head chair that was in my family since I was a kid.
Okay. Well, it's interesting.
It looks like the most uncomfortable thing in the world.
I'm here at the pawn shop today to sell my hand-carved lion's head chair. I've never seen a chair like this. It's made entirely of wood. There are no screws or nails in it. It's very intricately carved. I'm looking to sell it because I really have no sentimental value for it. It's a beautiful piece and somebody might enjoy it. I'm asking $1,000 for the chair.
Do you know much about it?
I don't really. It was handed down from my grandmother to my father to me.
Okay. So chairs like this, they sort of became popular because of a guy named Raymond Gant. In the 30s, he traveled all over the South Pacific and Hawaii. Eventually moved back to California, opened up a tiki bar in LA, and he called it Don the Beachcomber. So the tiki thing became real popular. At that time, carved furniture was very, very expensive. It was done by American or European craftsmen. So we started importing a lot of chairs like this from the South Pacific and Hawaii. The craftsmen over there were incredible. They could do this very, very quickly and sell them very inexpensively. People fall in love with it. They thought it was great. You know how it is in the 1950s. It was a cool thing to have a little bar in your house, and they'd all have a different little theme. And then by the 1960s, they just went out of style. So how much did you want for it?
I would like $1,000.
I would like to get $1,000 for a chair like this. The fact of the matter is, it's just, in the 1950s, it was cool. It is not cool now, and it's gonna be tough to sell. If I did buy it off you, it would sit in a corner for years and years, taking up valuable real estate in my place. So good luck with it. Maybe put it online, maybe donate it. Maybe you get a tax deduction. That's what you need to do. Have a good one.
Unfortunately, I didn't make the deal today. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with the chair, but I guess I'll just sit on it.